particularly big crowd, the Jumbo Tailgate Special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's Tailgate Special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles Tailgate Special, and go. It's Bo time.
Ready for your next ride? Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford has the newer used car you've been dreaming of, plus state-of-the-art service and collision centers. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. 3 great brands, 1 trusted name. Visit today or at wilkinsoncars.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back, that one going, gone!
Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com. WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
You're listening to The Adam Gold Show.
Second down and goal. Shotgun for Hurts. 3 wide to the left. Shotgun snap. Drops back 5. Left tackle blocks. He looks right. Now he looks left. Now he's being chased. Runs to the 10 on the numbers. Angles to the far side. The 5 to the pylon. The dive. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Hurts on the fly. 8-yard touchdown run by the Eagle quarterback. And Philadelphia is 1 extra point away from tying this game on a 8-yard touchdown run. The second touchdown run tonight for Hurts.
It is the Adam Gold Show. Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria is here.
It's a Friday.
It is the first Friday of the National Football League season. We had a game last night. We had extra half times.
Yeah. We could have taken a nap in between.
So, real quick, and like, I am old enough and tired enough at the end of the day where I don't need an extra delay.
No, I don't want that either.
So I'm watching the game. We're putting a bed frame together.
Random. It's just so random.
I mean, it is.
Hey, it is what it is.
It's what happened.
Yep, it's adulting.
And we get an extra halftime, and I thought, cool. And then I don't know, I looked at my phone and I saw, oh, wait. Amanda Anisimova and Naomi Osaka are playing in the U.S. Open, the second semifinal. And I thought, I've got Osaka in a parlay.
Oh.
Let me check it out. Well, she won the first set. I watched the second set. Anisimova came back and won that in the tiebreak. And by the time that was over, the football game was on again. So perfect. I got a chance to do a lot of things last night. Multitasking, like my wife says I can't do.
Well, there you proved it, and you were making a bed frame, or
I wasn't making it,
or putting it together.
We were putting it together with help. As it turned out, it was a 3-person job.
Well, hopefully you don't have leftover pieces, because you don't want to find out that something like you left something.
Real quick about that, because I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, you don't want leftover pieces, but in my opinion, whenever you get one of these. We'll call them kits, if you will, right?
Right.
Where you have to put the items together. I think they should include at least one extra, fastener of each type.
Yeah.
At least one.
Just in case.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What if one falls down the vent,
right.
the air duct?
Right.
What are we doing?
What if Harriet gets feisty and thinks it's a treat?
Well, then you just wait.
Don't think we want to use that
right.
one.
Well, no. I have a picture I'll send you later. It had nothing to do with Harriet. Anyway, but we had one extra. We had 2 different washers, 1 extra washer.
Okay.
For each, I like that.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
These things are easily, misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
It happens.
So, and then the game came back on, and normally at that hour, I would be tired, but the game was intriguing. The game had, did it have everything?
Mm-hmm.
We had normal feistiness. We had pregame stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Jaylen Carter.
What are you doing, buddy?
So, if the initiative of the NFL, and apparently this was a an off-season initiative to ramp up good sportsmanship or crack down on what they view to be unnecessary behavior.
Right.
I'll say this flat out. I'm against being against that. Everything is entertainment. Let your game be more entertaining. We should have more bat flips. You should get a grade on your bat flip at the end. We don't do this thing in other sports. We are now understanding that, you know what, this kind of adds to the flair. It's a highlight on SportsCenter. We should lean into that a little bit more. Now, as long as it's not aggressive, as long as it doesn't lead to other things, I'm all for it. Now, with that said, spitting on an opponent is pretty stupid, disrespectful, and can we just start with...
Gross?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's freaking gross.
And it's like a few minutes into the game.
A few minutes.
Like couple, I mean,
They hadn't snapped the football.
Yeah.
It was after the kickoff.
Right. The person singing the national anthem was still walking up the field.
Right. It's just nuts. Here's what I don't know what will happen. My assumption is that Jaylen Carter was basically suspended for a game. My suspension is there will be a substantial fine. But if you're the NFL, I think that's weak. I realize he was ejected from the game. I would tack another game on.
Yeah.
I would. I would tack another game on because that comes with another financial penalty of missing a game check. I would tack another game on.
Well, you got to hit him in the pocketbook.
Because that, actually, I would argue that financial penalties, while they can be painful, in general are not deterrents. Missing the game is the deterrent. But that's what I would do if I were the NFL. I would hit Jaylen Carter with another game. And honestly, I would appreciate Roger Goodell saying it like this, or whoever announces that punishment if they go that route. We don't have to say anything other than the National Football League this offseason decided that sportsmanship was its primary concern, and we want to highlight the players playing the game at the highest level, most popular sport on earth, blah, blah, blah. But the real reason Jaylen Carter is being suspended for a game is because that was freaking gross. And that's all we need to hear. That's what we need to hear.
It's so unnecessary. I mean.
Yeah, I know there are people who say, well, if you could see here, that Dak Prescott might have spit on him first. I think that whole phrase is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. Do I think Dak Prescott expectorated in his general direction? Yeah, but if you see it, you can tell he was sort of spitting on the ground, maybe close, not that close, but close enough to Jaylen Carter, sort of like spitting to the side to just say, this is what I think of you. And then Jaylen Carter just walked over and spit right on his chest. I'm like, come on.
Well, to that argument, just be the better person. Like in that situation. I mean, it's going to make you mad.
I don't need them to be the better person. I don't need anybody to be the better person.
They should be. Always be the bigger person because this is what happens. I hope that spit was worth $100 million.
I mean, honestly, I would have been okay if Jaylen Carter had simply shoved Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Two hands shoved him, taking a 15-yard penalty. But no, he was unavailable to his team, and it mattered. It mattered last night. All right, let's go.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
All right. So, it's funny. The Dallas Cowboys lost the game. And I'm not sure that they don't come out of it looking better than the Philadelphia Eagles, who won the game. CeeDee Lamb, as I put out last night, CD, WTF? What's going on? Now, it turns out he's got a little bit of a drops problem, right? I think it was 35 drops in his 5 years in the NFL entering last night. I don't know if 7 per year. That's what the way the math works out. I don't know if 7 per year is a lot, but he had at least 2 last night, and both that he had were awful. Awful. They were both probably minimum of 25-yard gains. The second one was probably closer to 50 yards, and no excuse for dropping either pass. Here's CeeDee Lamb on his especially late game drops.
Man, that's terrible. Honestly, I feel like, I can't point no fingers at nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And I take full accountability and everything else that come with it because, as for me as a player, I pray for moments like that, you know what I'm saying, and the ball to come my way. And obviously for me to not come up with it, bro, it stings a little bit. But I will tell you, if you think I'm not coming back any times harder than this, you got another thing coming.
Well, nobody thinks that. So, good. Look, he's an incredible wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. He really is. Just a tremendous, tremendous player. If he catches the 2 passes that he dropped last night, the 2 obvious drops, the one over the middle where it went right through his hands and hit his face and his helmet and was nearly intercepted by Philadelphia. If he drops that one, if he catches that one, that keeps their drive going, right? Dallas wasn't being stopped at that point. Neither team was, actually. And then the one late on the final, it actually was the final drive because he then, I sort of dropped the pay. I think he should have caught the one he dove for on 4th down, but it's I wouldn't put it in the category of drops. Like, you're a great receiver, you're making that catch. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, those types of receivers, and CeeDee Lamb is in that class of receiver. Those guys make that catch. So it's one I think he should have held on to, but I'm not calling it a drop. The one over the post pattern over the middle where Dak Prescott put it right in his hands ahead of the defense, which would have been, 50-yard gain down near the 20. How does he drop that?
You shouldn't. You're getting paid as much as you are getting paid, and your quarterback who's getting paid as much as he's getting paid, and you shouldn't be dropping that stuff.
I was blown away that both of those plays Dak Prescott gets an incomplete for, and he made incredible throws. I'm not sure that Dak Prescott wasn't the best player on the field last night.
He was fantastic.
Really, really good. All right, now before the game, we've already talked about it. Dak Prescott. So, you and Jaylen Carter, what's up?
I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. Especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the 2 linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I felt like he was insulting me. Like, I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like, we're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually say the words like, "What the hell would I, excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for?" And he just spit on me in that moment, and it was more of a surprise than anything. Refs obviously saw it through the flag. I was like, hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off. Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate that he did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme. As I've told you all right before the week, that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner, but I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. Something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
Unfortunate circumstances. Jalen Hurts, yeah, he's the quarterback, but Jaylen Carter might be their best player, and Hurts on Carter being ejected.
I have had a conversation with him, and, we're on the same page. And so, I know what type of player he is. Everybody knows what type of player he is. And, something that we all can learn from. There's a sense of accountability and everything, and I know he's done that, and so it's just something that we all can learn from, right? It's only a wise man will make a mistake and not look back on it and learn from it. An unwise man. So you got to look at those things and be able to take something away from it, and we will.
Let that be a lesson to you, kids. Don't spit on opponents. By the way, this happened. These types of things happen in threes, right? Who will be the next player to spit on an opponent? Luis Suarez from Inter Miami, as they lost to the Seattle Sounders in League's Cup final, spit on a member of the Seattle Sounders.
Not smart. Mm-mm.
Everybody's gone full Roberto Alomar here. People will understand that, maybe. Here's Nick Sirianni on his response to Carter.
Yeah, I'm going to keep all our conversations and all my disciplinary things in-house, but we got to do it. We have to fix it as coaches.
Is this something where you might take disciplinary action against Jaylen?
Again, I will keep everything in-house, and we will. You won't ever get that from me. We will. Everything will always be handled in-house, just like private conversations that I have with players. None of that will ever be out to you guys. I'm sorry.
All fair. I'll be interested to see what the NFL does. I really would. That was gross. Lost in all of it was a terrific, fun football game that were two completely different games. Prior to the lightning delay, neither defense could stop the other's offense at all. There wasn't a punt.
No.
There was one turnover where Dallas fumbled. There were no punts until after 11:30 when they resumed the second half. And then the offenses all went away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were gone.
Like, if you had the over, you were like, man, that lightning screwed me.
I know someone on Twitter was trying to say, oh, you shouldn't have taken the under yesterday.
Right.
I was like, well,
it was under.
Let's wait.
It was under because the
It's
offenses
under.
came back and they were done.
Plus 120.
And who knows? Maybe that's because of that 1 hour delay.
Maybe.
I have really no idea.
Carter should be glad that the Eagles didn't lose that game because it would be even worse.
100%, right? It's funny. We heard from Dak Prescott, and I'm sure if you heard and CeeDee Lamb too, and then Hurts and Sirianni. Which team sounded like they lost? It was Philadelphia. Sounded like they lost, and they won the game. Because my takeaway from the game, yeah, I know, Philly won the game. Dallas was pretty impressive, I thought.
Yeah, honestly, I did not expect that from them.
We've been like making fun of Dallas and Dak all week.
Mm-hmm. They were competitive.
They were good. I mean,
they were with it up until the end.
Jalen Hurts is phenomenal.
Yeah.
People, it's funny. Can Jalen Hurts just drop back into the pocket and beat you all over the field? Probably not. They need the running game to basically soften up a defense for the passing game. But Jalen Hurts will throw some awesome passes. And who was it? Dotson over the middle. They were just talking about how A.J. Brown has not even been targeted yet, and they ran a post route with Dotson, and I mean Hurts just put it right on the money. So dynamite performances by both quarterbacks, and then after the second, much longer halftime.
And so many tush pushes.
Yeah, there were. And second effort tush pushes too, right?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the first time the Eagles ran tush push, I would bet my life that was a bad spot and he was short of the first down.
Yes, I thought that too. Because the camera review, even when they went back, just conveniently left as soon as...
The officials just going, oh, yeah, he got it.
We're good.
He got it.
Move the chains.
He looks like he's a half yard short. Well, can we just measure it?
Can we spit far enough? Is it?
He was within spitting distance
yeah.
of a first down. I don't have a lot to say about this next thing, but I'm just going to ask this question. Why did North Carolina ban the Patriots? I don't for the life of me,
It's fishy.
understand
Yeah.
what is gained by doing that.
More media attention.
But this is not. This is petty.
It's not good.
This is petty media attention. We're not really still talking about how dreadful you looked Monday. We've stopped. We've gotten over that. We're looking forward to tomorrow and maybe looking competent at Charlotte. And then this story comes out yesterday. Like they're already kind of super nerdy. We don't want anybody watching this or, NFL scouts. Maybe he doesn't want the NFL to see how talentless they are. I don't know. I honestly don't know the reason why this is a story, but it's a story. And North Carolina seems like, what did Michael Lombardi say to ESPN about the Patriots? Good luck. Like, what? What are we taunting NFL teams now? That seems really, really crazy to me. Couple more quick things. We got a whole slew of college football games we are going to talk about with Bill Bender from Sporting News coming up in hour number 2. Brooke Pryor is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. But week 2, not nearly as good as week 1, obviously, with marquee games. But there are some good ones, and there are some good ones that involve ACC teams. Illinois Duke is very good. I think Baylor SMU could be a very good game. On the low, JMU at Louisville. JMU's usually pretty good. That is not going to be easy. Maybe it will be. Maybe Louisville is honestly just that good. There are other good games as well, but there you go. Caitlin Clark announced that she was done for the year. This has been.
I saw that.
She played like 13 games.
Right.
But she played those games in like 2 chunks. She played, I don't know, like 8 games, then got hurt, missed a bunch, came back, got hurt again. And now she's out for the year. Groin injuries to both sides, quad injuries. She has like a bone bruise. So I don't know what happened. All I know is the WNBA lost their biggest draw heading into the biggest time of the season. So I'm sure television ratings will reflect that, and then we will all try to pretend that Caitlin Clark isn't 80% of the driving force behind the resurgence in the NBA. As I said on this without a guest, just wanting to check out Caitlin Clark, and I'm not a regular viewer, but wanting to check her out highlighted for me how many other women are awesome. Like, the best player in that league, and not by just a little bit, is A'ja Wilson. If you have an opportunity to watch A'ja Wilson play, you do it.
Yeah, she's fun to watch.
She is that good.
Yeah.
So Clark is like the door. You open the door, and then you go, oh, look at this. They play pretty good basketball. I'll watch this. There's a lot of people not going to open that door right now because of Clark's injury. All right, final thing before we break. And coming up at 2 o'clock today, Cal Ripken Jr.'s son, Ryan, will join us on the show. We're also going to hear later on from Doug Glanville from ESPN. We talked to him earlier last week, but I also got some thoughts on Cal Ripken Jr. because tonight is the 30th anniversary of the night that Ripken tied Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. Tonight is the night 30 years ago tonight is the night he tied the streak. September 6th, tomorrow, we will not be here, is the night he broke the record. 2 very quick things. One, I happen to be working in Baltimore at the time. Some people have heard me mention that. And I was working at the game because I was producing a morning show, and we do those man on the street stuff that I hate. but was important for that night. So I'm walking around, Oriole Park at Camden Yards talking to fans about what Ripken meant to them and all that. For my money, as a baseball fan, 2 years after losing the World Series to a work stoppage, I realized 2 years later we had McGuire Sosa. But what started the fans coming back, to me, and what meant more to the sport, was Ripken every day going to work. Every day going to work. And Ripken said as much on the 6th in 1995 when the game became official.
That if Lou Gehrig is looking down on tonight's activities, he isn't concerned about someone playing one more consecutive game than he did. Instead, he's viewing tonight as just another example of what is good and right about the great American game.
Played every day. Go do your job. 2,630, whatever it was, whatever the number ended up being. What? It's like 16 straight years of not missing a day of work. Which
that's like Brett Burns.
A lot of people can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who go to work every day can relate to that. I thought it was incredible to be there. He homered in both games. It had the best version of the national anthem I have ever heard that wasn't sung by Whitney Houston.
Interesting.
Bruce Hornsby and Branford Marsalis.
Yeah.
Piano, saxophone. It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
And I was there both nights, and Ripken homered in both games.
Yes.
Crazy. All right, when we come back, Brooke Pryor from ESPN. She covers the Steelers. We'll talk about last night and more next.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. For all the inside information on your team, join me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, for our podcast, Panthers Playbook. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on your Panthers, and we'll do it with access only we can provide. Locker room insight, exclusive interviews, and in-depth looks at every Panthers game. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Since it's a Friday, I'm looking at the forecast, and I think we're in luck for a weekend of riding. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan for Law Tigers, and we finally made it to the end of the week, so it's time to de-stress a little with some motorcycle therapy. There is nothing like taking the bike out on a beautiful day, grabbing a bite to eat somewhere, taking in some scenes, and just forgetting about things for a while. But sometimes accidents can happen when you least expect them. So if you're ever in a wreck on your motorcycle, make sure to call my friends at Law Tigers first before calling your insurance company. At Law Tigers, they're just like us. They're riders too, so they get it. They know the value of your bike, your gear, and the investment that you've made, and what it's like to go through an accident. The insurance company just wants to pay you the least amount possible. Case evaluations are always free, and you won't pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today, 919-200-4000. That's 919-200-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states, as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. TNCs apply. In-app only.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
One Adam. Gold. One Adam. Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box
yeah.
in the
Went
car.
to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's that time. It is the National Football League season, and I can't think of a better way to kick it off, even though it happened last night, than with Steelers reporter, NFL reporter, the one, the only, Brooke Pryor, ESPN. I appreciate your time as we get into the season, and I know you're probably getting ready to leave for New Jersey, where the Steelers will open up the season against the Jets. It, like the NFL knows exactly what they're doing. But I want to start last night. Did Dallas literally drop their season opener at Philadelphia?
It certainly looked like it. I don't think that you can ask for a better start if you're Dallas than the Eagles' best defensive player getting ejected before he's even played a snap. Like that, as someone who started Philly's defense and who had Javonte Williams on her bench, I was like, I feel like we should be able to just pause things and make a change if right before kickoff the defense loses its best player and best run defender, and you should be able to make some adjustments from that. That's my plea to the fantasy football gods. But yeah, that CeeDee Lamb had a very uncharacteristic night. I think I saw a stat he had, 5 drops all of last season, and he had 3-4 last night. I think that last one is that's tough to call it a drop. That would have been a really tough catch.
Right.
If you're an NFL wide receiver, maybe you should be making that catch, but I still think that was less on him. But yeah, that was gifted to them. It doesn't get better to be an opponent in your arch rival stadium on banner night, and then they lose their best defensive player. But you know what? I was impressed with the Cowboys. I thought it was going to be a bloodbath, and it is a little bit of an incomplete because of the Jaylen Carter factor, but I expected it to be much worse. I mean, their defense has some obvious holes. They didn't have an answer for Jalen Hurts. Mm-mm. They weren't really able to contain Javonte Williams at the beginning. Then they kind of figured it out. Their offense, I was not surprised that George Pickens was not more involved. I mean, my biggest shock was that he was not in the middle of any of the fights that happened on the field. But you could see the intrusive thoughts. Like they were on the cusp of winning. There was the time when he went to the ground after in the end zone when Quinyon Mitchell was on him. And then as he was getting up and Mitchell was running out, like he reached for his leg and then he stopped. and I was really proud of him for that. That's growth. That game had everything you wanted except for the hour-long lightning delay. And to that I say that's why the pre-kickoff nap is crucial. Like, I woke up right as Jaylen Carter spit on Dak Prescott, and I was awake until the game ended and was able to finish watching Anisimova beat Osaka. So I had a great night.
That's why that 1 hour delay, I actually put it on Twitter last night. Like, I didn't really need a second and longer halftime, but it gave me an opportunity to watch most of the second set with Osaka and Anisimova. And, somebody might have had a Sabalenka-Osaka parlay last night, but I could feel what was about to happen, and I fell asleep during the third set just as well. Happy for Anisimova, who's going to play for the U.S. Open title after avenging her worst ever nightmare loss at Wimbledon with the win over, I guess it was Swiatek in the quarterfinals. We're talking about everything with Brooke Pryor here as we get ready for the week one proper. I do think that Jaylen Carter's absence, I think Dak Prescott even talked about it after the game, that all of the things that they were going to do to account for Jaylen Carter, how they blocked, completely changed when he was out of the game, and it probably made things a lot easier. Probably is obviously, we don't even need probably. It made things a lot easier for Dallas, but I want to give Dak Prescott credit. I thought he might have been the best player in the game, as well as Jalen Hurts played. I mean, I'm not sure that Dak wasn't the best player out there. He was awesome in the game, and when Jerry Jones talked about being excited that he was the highest paid quarterback in football, we can debate that lunacy another time. I think Dak showed out.
Yeah, I agree. It made me angry at Jerry Jones all over again because I think in the middle of all of the Micah drama, we forgot how good Dak Prescott is. Like, honestly, there were a lot of properties of this team that I just completely forgot and was overlooking because I was so distracted by the Micah Parsons sideshow that was entirely, I put the blame entirely on Jerry Jones. In some ways, I think that was to their benefit against the Eagles because they are not, the Eagles are not as distracted as I am by the Micah sideshow, but in some ways I think that it was even easier to overlook the Cowboys and overlook how good Dak Prescott can be, especially when he was hurt so much of last year. I think that, you can kind of trick yourself into forgetting that he is not just a game manager quarterback. He is a very good quarterback. Yeah. I think he's incredibly underrated. And I was really happy for him. I actually had a chance to meet him during Super Bowl week this last year in New Orleans. And I really just appreciate how professional he has been through all of this, throughout his entire career. And, oh, by the way, last night would have been his mom's birthday. His mom, who died, had cancer, 10 years ago? Yeah. It's been a little bit, but that's the first time in his career that he has played a game on what would have been his mom's birthday.
Wow. He was great.
Right. Like that, saying that right now gives me chills. And that is the storyline that I wish that everybody could have been writing about and talking about. And instead we're talking about Spitgate and CeeDee Lamb's drops. And that's why you also have to love the NFL because it's always something. There are so many different stories out of just one game. What a start to the season. That was everything we could have hoped for, other than, CeeDee Lamb dropping the ball constantly. And, hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I am so curious to see the dynamic of how this plays out between him and George Pickens the rest of the season because they were thick as thieves all during training camp. They have, the handshake and everything. I don't think that George Pickens is going to be as kumbaya as he was last night if he continues to only get 3 targets and to have his biggest plays be drawing DPIs. That is not going to fly for 17 games.
That's 3 more targets than A.J. Brown had. So, or 2 more targets. I think A.J. Brown did catch.
A.J. had 1, and
Yeah.
as someone going against A.J. Brown in her fantasy team, I did not shed a tear. That worked out well for me.
Yeah, well, you've already established we're not going to Brooke Pryor for fantasy lineup advice.
No,
all right,
never do that.
let me get to another kumbaya situation, because I remember a couple of years ago, after a big free agent signing, Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner going to Knicks games, sitting at courtside, hanging out, being BFFs. Well, they're going against each other on Sunday. Rodgers seems to be downplaying this. I understand why. But I do wonder if there's a little extra juice on both sides for this matchup.
Oh, there has to be. I mean, you're right. They are both sides downplaying it. And it's not just the Aaron Rodgers factor. Like, I was talking with Y.A. Black, one of the rookie defensive linemen yesterday, and I asked him the challenge of going against the tandem of running backs that the Jets have, and he said no comment. And I said, it really kind of feels like you guys are purposely being vague to not give the Jets any bulletin board material. And he just kind of looked at me and smiled and said, yeah, you got it. So I think that this is a team and a matchup for both teams where they know how much scrutiny is on every single thing they do, say, facial expressions, you name it. And so they are trying to play it just as close to the vest as possible. But DK Metcalf said something to me this week about, you know, he thinks that Rodgers has extra juice going into this game. It means more because it's week 1. And he also said, and I know it left a bad taste in his mouth. So, yeah, they're not going to come right out and say it, but I think there's a bad taste in the mouths of both sides based on how it ended. So, yeah, they can downplay it all they want this week. I don't think we're going to have, like, you know, Cowboys-Eagles level of just viciousness and emotional outbursts the way that they were on the field last night. But I do think that, yes, Aaron Rodgers wants to win. He wants to prove a point. And the Jets, I think Aaron Glenn want to prove a point that they didn't need Aaron Rodgers, that they are better off without him, and they are better off with Justin Fields. The whole, like, I have to look especially good to my ex, even if I'm the one that broke up with them. Like, I have to show off my new woman, my new quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers has to prove, I'm happier without you anyway. I found someone that really wants me, really values me, and I've changed. So, yeah, I think that we're going to have a little bit of that going on at MetLife on Sunday.
There is a little bit of Mike Kekich, Fritz Peterson. You don't understand that reference. Some of my older listeners will understand it, but I invite you to Google it. Because those two were pitchers with the Yankees in the early 70s who switched wives it's good. Maybe even a George Harrison, Eric Clapton thing going on, which I think there was some
That's a Netflix series that I would absolutely watch. I need that to be dramatized.
By the way, I'm laughing myself into a coughing fit. Cam Hayward going to play? No?
That's a great question. I am minutes away from walking out of the practice field to see if he is out there. He is still hoping to get additional compensation, to get more money, get more cash in this contract. He did not practice on Thursday, but in the past that has been his vet day off, which is what the Steelers said, that this was all part of the plan. But I would be remiss if I did not point out that last year on Thursday, he did practice in week 1. So, you know, whatever you want to take from that. He is unhappy, but he has been practicing. He has been in team periods at practice. So I don't think anyone really knows. I would be surprised if he does not play on Sunday, but kind of feels like this is a thing that changes by the minute.
All right, final thing for Brooke Pryor, at BE Pryor on Twitter. She covers the Steelers, covers the NFL, and formerly covered the Kansas City Chiefs. So, which is the team in the AFC that is most likely to chase them down?
I have been going over this, racking my brain about it, but I'm going Ravens. I think they are the most complete team in the AFC to challenge the Chiefs. I know the Bills are there. Their defense, I think, will be better this year, but I don't trust their pass catchers. I think Khalil Shakir is not playing week 1. He's hurt. Obviously, that's not the case for all season. but there's only so much Superman that Josh Allen can do. I think that the Ravens, with Derrick Henry, their pass catchers, Lamar Jackson, their defense, Kyle Hamilton, I mean, you can go on and on and on. I think the Ravens are the most complete team. They have been the most – I don't want to say they're the most snake-bitten team because the Chargers hold that title forever and ever, but the Ravens have had a history of just freak injuries, poorly timed things happening, but I think this is the year that it all comes together. We made picks on ESPN. I wish I could remember who I chose because I also change my mind every minute like Cam Hayward. But in this moment today, I am going Ravens as my challenger. I think the Ravens are in the Super Bowl.
Oh man, your odds of being right go way up if you're all over the place. That is brilliant. And I expect nothing less from Brooke Pryor at BE Pryor on Twitter from ESPN. I appreciate your time. We will check in again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
As Brooke Pryor, she's the best. Before we taped that right before the beginning of the show. She was caught on camera eating an ice cream.
Yeah.
Right? She wasn't really on the air yet, but they used that footage in a sports center.
They were sneaky.
Right. She's trying to parlay that into a deal with the local ice creamer.
Do it.
And they absolutely should.
I know.
Absolutely should. All right, when we come back, we will do questions and answers. You can go to YouTube right now. You can watch this show and go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. Either way, you get to us. You can watch the show. When you're there, subscribe to it. You can also subscribe to the Best of the Adam Gold Show podcast, if you will, and give us a rating. By all means, let's get as many subscribers as we can. It makes us seem better than we are. Isn't that nice?
I mean, we're great.
Yeah,
we're great.
Whatever.
We're great.
I'm not going to say that. But we're okay. We're okay. All right, when we come back, Q&A.
Talking sports so you don't have to pretend to know stuff. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And here we are headed to our first NFL Sunday, and FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. And right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. 2 times the payout. Here's some thoughts for you. Giants are going to win in Washington in the opener. Plus 225 already. Panthers, I think, will win in Jacksonville. The Jets are going to upset the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers' return. And how about the Saints at home to the Cardinals? All of those will happen. FanDuel.com/AGS. Let's have some fun. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
My name is Andrew Dotson. I'm a peer support specialist here at Phoenix Counseling Center. As a young man, 18 years old, I joined the military, went to Afghanistan in 2012, went through some hard situations, saw some things that were traumatizing. There's a number that I memorized, 105. That's the room number right around the corner. Room 105 was where I stayed last time I was a patient here, right before I got ready to really get sober. The first step in recovery is walking through the door and saying I need help.
Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
This is Adam Gold.
80-second mark, I scream in the booth. I screamed in the booth. Why the heck is he still on the ice?
Did you say it in Finnish?
I should have.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't. He curses in English.
He does.
All right, 2 seconds later, he scored.
Yes.
And I went, oh, that's why. That's what.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. We thank Brooke Pryor for joining us. Next hour, Bill Bender, sporting news on college football. What if I told you that Illinois at Duke might be the best game of the weekend? Might be. And there are some good games. It's certainly not week one. The best game in name is Oklahoma-Michigan. But I'm not sure that's the best game. Illinois at Duke could be really, really good. We'll talk college football with Bill Bender coming up in 30 minutes. Right now, one-timers.
Okay, so let's see here. We have some comments or a question. We have plenty of comments, but we have questions from our YouTube stream.
Sure.
You can also add us on Twitter. First up from Jared. This is leftover from yesterday. We had a lot of food talk.
I love leftovers.
I love leftovers and food talk. So his question is, what foods/snacks must be present for a perfect football Sunday?
See, we're not that way.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm not oh man, we got to get everything. So
you don't have a perfect.
I don't. I really, really don't. I know my son will make popcorn. I'm not that big a popcorn guy, but he'll make popcorn.
Yeah.
But I don't need anything.
Pizza.
That's terrible.
So
it's an awful answer. It's an awful answer. But I'm not one of those people.
My dad and I, he's the one who got me into the Panthers way back when, 95. He's coming over with my mom on Sunday, and there's going to be pizza.
Oh, boy.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited. So you have to at least have pizza. I would think so, but
sure.
That's just my go-to.
No, that's good.
Next up, let's see here. From William, Panthers versus Jaguars prediction.
Panthers will have a chance to win late. That is my prediction. I think Jacksonville ultimately wins the game, but Panthers will have a chance to win late. Maybe they have the lead. I'm still very, very concerned about their defense.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair. Please don't spit on people.
Yeah. And David Tepper not throwing a drink on rival fans.
Let's keep fluids to
ourselves.
ourselves.
It happened in Jacksonville, did it not?
I believe so, yes, in the press box. So let's keep our fluids to ourselves, please. NC State moderator wants to know, who do you think will be the best player for the Panthers against the Jags?
Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, I hope so. He's on my fantasy.
Chuba Hubbard will be their best player against the Jaguars.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, David Newton, he's got a lot of things that he says, and he said something about
he covers
how,
the Panthers for ESPN.
Right. And he mentioned something about the Panthers not using Chuba as much, but we will see.
Well, I mean, they've got the third down back, to bring Dowdle in the game. I mean, he rushed for 1,000 yards last year. So,
well, without people like Coker, you only have so many options.
Right.
So we'll see. Let's see here. Next up, we've got biggest upset in college football this weekend, in your opinion.
Will be Duke beating Illinois. Even if it's not that big an upset, because I think Duke's good, Duke beating Illinois will be the biggest surprise of the weekend. And another sign that ACC football is way better than people think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Now moving on to the NFL. Which underdog, or back to it, I should say, which underdog is most likely to win this weekend in the NFL?
Underdog most likely. I'm going to go a little off the board here. The underdog most likely to win in the NFL, because there's not a lot of real underdogs. If you're a 2.5-point underdog, that's kind of tight. Giants win in Washington. That is my underdog pick.
Wow.
Giants win in Washington.
That would be an upset.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be an upset. And last but not least, with Dak Prescott and company and their performance, do you think that this is an indicator of their season to come? Are they actually okay?
I think it's more of an indicator for Philadelphia than it is for Dallas. That's my read on yesterday. I was impressed by Dallas's offense. The defense played better to an extent than I thought they would play. But I think it's more about Philadelphia. It's hard to repeat. Are the Eagles the Chiefs? That's my read on it. All right, we'll dig into college football.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and we are going to double your winnings this week. FanDuel is going to boost your bets. 100% profit boost, 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. By the way, this week, there are 10 games where the spread is a field goal or less. There are 7 road favorites between now and Monday night, and 5 of those are less than a field goal. Have some fun. Just do money lines. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Have fun. Tread lightly. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Pack Therapy is in session, thanks to First Horizon Bank. It's Tim Donnelly from 99.9 The Fan, alongside legendary Wolfpack play caller Mike Glennon.
Every episode of Pack Therapy is your chance to get dialed in with inside information on your team.
We'll set you up for every Wolfpack game all season long.
And we'll break down every contest, what went right and what could have worked better.
Plus, special guests to keep Wolfpack hope alive.
Follow and subscribe to Pack Therapy wherever you discover your favorite podcasts, and watch every episode on YouTube.
It's Bo time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Son, do you know what time it is?
Your father and I were waiting all night for you to come home.
I'm sorry.
So we could tell you that you're eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union.
Wait, what?
Since your dad's a veteran, our whole family can join and get exclusive savings, discounts, and award-winning service.
Thank you.
Now go to your room and think about what we said.
All veterans and their families are eligible. Join today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know how they're going to use him in different ways as a traditional wide receiver. Is there going to be gadgets that come out of that? Defensively as well. Is he just going to play the corner spot? Is he going to return punts for them? There's all these question marks about a really talented player like Travis Hunter. But for us, it's really about assignment football, regardless of who's out there. He's a phenomenal player. We've played against unbelievable players just throughout the course of time. So you really just have to approach it the same way. It starts with us knowing how to line up, knowing how to communicate and execute the way we know how.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Did I get an assignment football blast from Dave Canales? It's assignment football. So coachy. It's so coachy. I thought defending the triple option, or the wishbone, which it really was, I thought that was assignment football. You've always got the fullback. Tackle the fullback every play. That's assignment football to me. Because all football is assignment football. Everybody's got a job to do. It's amazing. You could have everything go right, one thing goes wrong, the entire play blows up. Yeah, 10 players do their job, one player not. And this is not a rip of a player who doesn't do his job, but sometimes you just get beat on a play. And the whole play is just torched. That's what happens. That is football in a nutshell. But it's back. For all the college, if you're an NFL fan and just kind of, yeah, I like college football, but you're not really a college football fan. And there are plenty of people who are NFL fans, but not, I like college football, but it's not like I wait all summer.
That's me. I
for
lean
college
more
football.
NFL.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm. I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I know I do. I think I'm more an NFL fan than I am a college fan, but I love, and I've said this before about basketball too. There is more enjoyment, more fun at college games than there is at pro games. The environments in stadium for college sports destroy the environments in stadiums for, and I'll just use basketball and football here, just destroys it. It's not even close. The games, however, also not close. The football is way better for obvious reasons in the NFL and the basketball in the NBA. So, but college football fans, I would argue that they are the best fans of any sport.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Any sport. So everybody, like last week, you got your fix, man. They put week 1 into your veins. So many big games. Week 2, they figure you're still sleeping off week 1. Because, and we're going to do this here, we're going to go through the schedule for not only week 1, but nationally speaking. Not only the ACC, but nationally speaking for week 2, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's do it. Remember last week, even locally we had State ECU to open up the season. That was good. Then we got Georgia Tech at Colorado with the Yellow Jackets. Probably should be a good team this year. Colorado, high profile, because Dion, all that. And it was an exciting game. Mm-hmm. Georgia Tech probably did the least that they could with the offense that they produced, but they still won the game.
Yeah.
Fun
Ohio
game.
State, Texas, even though that's not ACC, but still, great game.
No, it starts there.
Mm-hmm.
We had that game. You had Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech, South Carolina on Sunday. I thought that was kind of a typical Beamer-ish game from both sides. And special teams won for South Carolina. Would they have a kickoff return? Either a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown. I'm like, look at that. Virginia Tech got Beamer-balled. There was so much good action throughout that first, certainly Saturday, but Sunday we had that game, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, then Miami and Notre Dame, but you had Clemson game. There was just good football all throughout, and most of it involved an ACC team. Now we get to week 2. So, locally speaking, Illinois Duke, to me, it's one of the best 3 games of the weekend. Virginia NC State, Carolina Charlotte. We just want to see competence, right? We just want to see North Carolina look like they know what they're doing. It's a low bar against Charlotte, but that's to me that's what we want to see. Here's the rest of the ACC schedule, and I'm telling you, it ain't that much better if you go nationally. JMU at Louisville, Baylor SMU, that's a good game. East Texas A&M at Florida State. I mean, look, Florida State just played Alabama. I ain't slamming them. Central Michigan, Pittsburgh, UConn, Syracuse. Pretty good game, I think. Western Carolina, Wake. Troy, Clemson. Not knocking Clemson. They just played LSU. Gardner-Webb, Georgia Tech. Texas Southern, Cal. Bethune-Cookman, Miami. Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech. This is getting primetime attention on the ACC network. Yeah, that's what kind of week it is. Boston College at Michigan State, Stanford, BYU. That's the ACC schedule for this weekend. For those people who are not ACC fans or you're fans of other schools, ECU is hosting Campbell. Lindenwood, which I believe Bob Vila used to sell, at App State. I don't know what Lindenwood is. What's Lindenwood?
I don't know. I mean, it almost sounds like a bear.
It could be.
Linwood's right down the road.
Lindenwood Light.
Right.
Especially for a tailgate in the mountains. It's probably a good idea. Central's playing at Old Dominion. Davidson, Elon. Elizabeth City State, Hampton. North Carolina, A&T, Central Florida. It's not a great weekend. Now let me bring in national games. It's an Iowa State game. It's really big in the state of Iowa. Oklahoma State, Oregon. But Oklahoma State's awful. And they're so bad. Mike Gundy is complaining that Oregon essentially has too much money. Which he's probably not wrong. Except that Oklahoma State is a program that was essentially put on the map by the wealth of their biggest booster, T. Boone Pickens. What are we doing here, Mike? Real quick, as an aside, he's doing a commercial for trying to for Consumer Cellular, that wireless company that is basically speaking to seniors, people living, with fixed incomes, to lower their cell bills, things like that. He did a great reenactment of his "I'm a man, I'm 40" in that commercial. Shouts to Mike Gundy for recognizing the joke. South Florida, Central Florida, rather South Florida, Florida, which nobody'd care about except that South Florida just walked the dog with Boise State last week. The marquee game is Michigan-Oklahoma, which we think are two good football teams. Time will tell. These are certainly two massive names in the sport, but they're not the same. In some ways, this would be like Syracuse playing Indiana right now. Not sure either's that good, but back in the day, this would have been prime time. And of course, Michigan-Oklahoma is prime time. But that's the headline game of the week. Duke-Illinois would be right there too. That's what we're dealing with this weekend. All right, now to kind of just dig down into, especially locally, but also for the league, I thought it was a good week for ACC football last week. A good week, even though Clemson lost to LSU. I have my doubts about the Tigers overall being one of those teams. Like, they might be a playoff team, not going to lie. But we got 12 teams in the playoffs. And if Clemson is playing for the ACC title at the end of the season, and I'm not saying they will or won't, but if they are, they got a great shot at being in the playoff. Win or lose that game. But what I'm talking about is, are they one of those teams that can compete for a national championship? I didn't think so before the season. And what I saw against LSU was, I think they're good, but I think they're good to a point. I saw way more from Miami. I even saw way more from Florida State than I saw from Clemson. And I am intrigued by, Florida State and Miami don't play anybody this weekend. East Texas A&M and Bethune-Cookman aren't going to challenge the Seminoles or Hurricanes, respectively. But as we get further into the season, when Florida State goes back to playing teams that can beat them, what will it look like? Miami the same way. Miami was so impressive until Mario Cristobal tried to jettison the game against Notre Dame. Is that a one-time deal? Can they be one of those programs? Miami looked the part against Notre Dame. I would imagine even Irish fans would think that too. I was impressed with Notre Dame as well. Notre Dame's got a passing game. Redshirt freshman quarterback who's, I believe he is the grandson of Lloyd Carr, who was the head coach at Michigan for a long time. It's amazing he's not at Michigan. How did that happen?
It's a good question.
How did you allow that to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan?
Somebody dropped the ball.
What is going on there? Because if that happened here, if Del Curry's kids didn't go to Virginia Tech, they didn't, either of them, even though we know there were some circumstances with Steph, because he was sort of offered by Seth Greenberg, our friend, but Seth Curry went to Liberty and then ended up at Duke. Steph went to Davidson and played 3 years. 3 years? I think it was 3 years before going to the NBA. So, how did Lloyd Carr's kid not go to Michigan? We need an investigation. So, fascinating stuff. I think will be a little bit of a letdown college football weekend for a lot of people. Just a little bit of a letdown weekend because we don't have wall-to-wall games that I got to see this one. I got to see this one. And But there's still something riding. And again, the SMU game for the ACC this weekend is big. Louisville, JMU. I mean, you'd think Louisville would win. They're a 2-touchdown favorite. But we're still in prove-it mode. I think State Virginia is going to be interesting. I think Virginia just might be good. And what I saw from State against East Carolina, two things, and we talked about it, I guess, a week ago today because they played that game on a Thursday. What I saw in that game was an NC State team that could not run the football. You have to be able to run the ball. It's still college football. If you can't run it, I just don't think you can beat good teams at all. I have no idea how to classify Virginia because we're not sure if Coastal Carolina is just bad or if Virginia is legitimately good. I know Coastal has kind of dropped off a little bit the last couple of years, but while I despise non-conference games with conference opponents, and I have already made my piece about that, it'll be interesting to watch State against a team with like athletes. We'll learn. We'll learn from what happens between State and Virginia this week. We will not learn unless it's bad about the Tar Heels. If North Carolina doesn't go to Charlotte and have their way with the 49ers, who, by the way, brought in, I think it was 3,000 seats worth of temporary bleachers to get Jerry Richardson Stadium up to about 18,000 capacity. Really? Why are we playing a game at a high school?
Pretty much.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't even understand that.
No.
Anyway, if Carolina doesn't have their way with Charlotte, then it's going to be a long season. Yeah, it's just going to. College football is about talent. You can scheme up the talent and get the most out of them, but it's really about talent. We'll see how it looks against the 49ers. When we come back, Bill Bender, Sporting News, will join us. We'll talk college football week 2, but I want to get his thoughts on college football week 1 as well. Next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
I wasn't worried about Bill Belichick's age until Monday night against TCU and the debacle that was. Why? Because now he has to relate to the players. If you're a player, you don't want some statue coming off the wall to tell you everything you did wrong. You want somebody you trust, somebody that relates to you. And I'm not sure Belichick has that.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem with gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, everybody, it's Paul Eihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And this NFL season, kicking off this weekend, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. Right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost token. That means you can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday money line bets. And you know me, I'm the Prince of Parlay, so here it is. Arizona over New Orleans, minus 290. Cincy over Cleveland, minus 235. Denver past Tennessee, minus 430. That's a plus 136 parlay, plus 272 with my token. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get in on the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today, 919-200-4000. That's 919-200-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Why world-class? Because it has a crisp and superior taste. That's world-class. It has only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. That's very world-class. So, if I'm seen drinking it by association, am I world-class? Oh yeah, Heineken Silver, world-class light beer with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Gold. Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what are we... What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We are headed towards week 2 of the college football season. And this is the first time that we have spoken with Bill Bender of Sporting News, connection made by a mutual friend, Mike DeCourcy, who I know just celebrated 25 years at Sporting News. That is awesome. I'm glad that we're going to have a chat for the first time. Bill, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, Mike is the cornerstone of what we do at Sporting News. 25 years. Our publication's been around forever. I think he's the best college basketball writer in the country.
Great.
And I do a little college football behind him. Now, we do argue from time to time, but I'm an Ohio guy and he's a Pittsburgh guy. So, that's going to happen, but he's the best. I would say that.
Yeah, other than his distaste of carrot cake, I can't think of a thing that I don't love about Mike DeCourcy. I wasn't going to start here, but I know you just wrote about it, so I will go back. Because I talked about it on Tuesday. It's interesting that week 1 of this college football season ended up being the swan song for Lee Corso. And in many ways, and I think Mike probably would agree with what I'm about to say here, in many ways, Lee Corso, to a slightly lesser extent, is to college football what Dick Vitale was, or is really still, to college basketball, in that he was a guy who brought people into the tent, fans into the tent, just because of his personality. Now, I mean, I'm just your thoughts on Corso's exit from being one of the frontmen.
Well, the word gets overused, but legendary is what I would say. Going out in Ohio, and I was at Ohio State, Texas, and I've put it this way. So when he made the headgear selection, you're in a press box. There's a lot of commotion going on. Everybody stopped. It was quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody watched the Jumbotron, and, he makes the picks. Then even better was he wins all the games. It's just incredible, right? So, it's just absolutely incredible. And so I'm in my 40s, and, you kind of grew up in your teens when game day phenomenon took off, and he's largely responsible for that. I would totally co-sign. He is what college football, what Dickie V is to college basketball, and I love them both.
Bill Bender, Sporting News, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show at BillBender92 on Twitter. All right, you were at Texas, Ohio State. Arch Manning sucks, right?
Well,
that's what I was told.
Yeah. Well, we built him up to term. So you're on the wrong 5-star quarterback. We're on Bryce Underwood for the next 48 hours. So if they lose to Oklahoma, then we'll move on to somebody else. But up against a really good Ohio State defense that disguised the coverage as well. I looked into it this week. I just gently remind people, here's what I think the problem is. I'll run this by you. We prop Arch up against 2-time Super Bowl winner Peyton Manning, not freshman Tennessee Peyton Manning, or redshirt sophomore Eli Manning at Ole Miss, and not the guy that knocked off the Patriots twice. So he's got room to grow. Their schedule's really soft over the next 3 weeks. Yes, the inaccuracy was evident and some of those things, but let's reserve judgment till they play Florida. He's going to have plenty more games against ranked teams. They play Georgia later this year. That'll be a big one too.
Bill Bender, Sporting News, is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. I don't disagree with that at all, but it's our nature in with just the sport of football. We have people losing their minds over preseason NFL games. We watch a game in football, and I think there are certain fan bases in other sports that do this. I cover the Hurricanes in hockey here. Every game is a referendum on everything to certain people in the fan base. But in football, almost across the board, people take a game and they say, well, he's no good. That he's a bust. Like Arch, he started a couple of games last year, right, when Quinn Ewers was out. And he looked good running. He was okay. But there was nothing there last year that would have said he's the best quarterback in college football. But his last name is Manning, and that's enough for people.
Yeah, and here's something to think about with Underwood and in making this comparison. I looked this up. 24/7 Sports there's been 26 5-star guys since 5-star QBs since 2014, and the only 4, you'll love this, the only 4 that started on day one. They came out and started on day one. It was Josh Rosen, it was JT Daniels. He played for 5 schools.
Right.
Dylan Raiola, and Bryce Underwood. Even Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, they started as freshmen, but not right away.
Right.
So I think that's the difference. Of all those guys I just mentioned, the one that I thought when I first saw him play, I'm like, all right, number 1 pick, it was Trevor Lawrence. And I know it's been up and down in the NFL with him,
right,
but the way when you saw him play in college, right off the bat, I was like, yeah, that's So I don't know if I feel that way about the other guys.
Well, I agree with you, especially about Trevor. Trevor, when you're 6'6", 235, and you can run the way you can run, and the weapons that Clemson has or had at the time, you're going to look much better. By the way, just in an ACC sense, I think I'm still dealing with that with Cade Klubnik. I'm still waiting for what I have been told is there. I've seen it against lesser competition, haven't seen it against better competition with Klubnik, and I've been not a believer that Clemson is one of those teams. I don't know how you thought about the Tigers going into week 1, but what do you think about them coming out of week 1?
Well, that when you knock down the LSU loss, LSU defense is nasty.
Awesome.
That was my big takeaway. They're fast, and I was like, wow. Defense was the story of week 1. Now, Clemson, with the expectations, they've got to beat SEC schools. That's 4 straight losses.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to win the playoff, you are going to run into an SEC school, right? Now, what it did to me was kind of level out the ACC picture, where last weekend was the the weekend where Florida State and Miami kind of stood up.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Falika's stat that, Florida State, Miami, Florida have been in the top 15 probably since Corso was making those headgear picks in the early 2000s. So that's good for the ACC. I think Georgia Tech Clemson becomes a much more interesting game to me next week because I'm going to try this one. Haynes King player means more to their team than Haynes King does. With the way he runs, he's tough. They take a cue from him. They could theoretically beat Clemson next week. Can you imagine if they're 1-2?
No, I agree. Last year ACC football was no good. We all agree. We all understand that. It was no good. But I think ACC football this year might actually be pretty good. The Miami team I saw Sunday night looked like a team that, if they can overcome Mario Cristobal, who I thought actively tried to lose the game late, if they can overcome him, they look like they've got all the pieces to contend. Other their pass defense might have been a little light, but if they can get to the quarterback, they can mitigate that. Florida State looked like they dominated Alabama in the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. And if Georgia Tech is good, I think Louisville's pretty good. They might have some depth to the league down to 7 or 8. And I'm interested in Duke, Illinois this weekend and what the Blue Devils have. We'll talk about Carolina in a minute because that was an embarrassment. But I think there's a lot of good football in the ACC.
Duke, Illinois is on a weekend where it's light. It's admittedly light. That is a huge game. Lived in Big Ten country. A lot of people think Illinois' playoff team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Darian Mensah had 389 passing yards last week. Ball barely hit the turf. And Duke quietly won 9 games last year. So, and they're a good underdog, by the way. They 3-0 against the spread as an underdog at home with Manny. So not that people pay attention to that, but it's a really interesting spot there. That's one that I'm really going to be paying attention to in terms of, if Illinois loses, then you're kind of looking for, okay, who's that team behind the Big Ten? You just rattled off 8 or 9 teams. I don't know the Big Ten. I could say that about the Big Ten. I could say 3 right now. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon.
Right. After
that, you start having questions.
Yeah, and Bill Bender is joining us here from Sporting News here on the Adam Gold Show. You mentioned that the marquee game of the weekend, the night it's going to be on ABC, Michigan and Oklahoma. If we go back 30 years, we don't have to go back that far, honestly. But these are two of the blue bloods of the program of the sport in Oklahoma and Michigan. And I'm not sure we know a ton about whether or not each team is really good, or are we contractually obligated to rank them at the beginning of seasons? What's your sense of what the answer is?
Well, that's a great call, because I think this is a game. Got to wait for there's a couple things I'm watching right away. And one, when Oklahoma's on the field, does that offensive line hold up? Well, John Mateer's good. He'll make plays, and he's getting compared to Baker already. But can they block Michigan? Because Michigan's defense, they're going to come after him. Yeah, they're even without Jaylen Carter for a half, they're coming. Other side, Bryce Underwood, he had a good debut. He's got a cannon. There's no doubt. And but can he pitch? But what I mean by that is, if you look in that 10 to 19 range, can he make those tight throws against Oklahoma's defense? It's not New Mexico. And can he do it on the road? So I'm fascinated by this game. I think there'll be the overreaction either way will be either Bryce Underwood is the greatest quarterback ever, or John Mateer, Heisman frontrunner. And I think Mateer could theoretically do that. And if he wins and they look really good, and as you know, they kind of clear the deck for the NFL in week 2. They always do.
Yeah.
He'll be the big talking point on Sunday morning.
Yeah, week 2 generally is. We had a great week 1. People talked about it as the greatest week 1. Look, the television ratings were through the roof. You had Texas, Ohio State was 16.5 million. There were 3 other matchups on ABC that were just over 10 million, or mid 10.5 or a little bit above. Even 6 million people tuned in to watch Texas Christian practice in Chapel Hill. What was your takeaway from that debacle?
Stunned in some ways, not completely. The way I've been phrasing it. So if that would have happened, if North Carolina would have played Richmond and Charlotte first and won by 31-14, 31, and we're sitting there, and then in week 3 TCU blows them out, it's less of a big deal. It's because of the production behind it.
Yeah.
And that's expected with Belichick. I mean, that's very real. I was at ACC kickoff. I saw how many cameras were there to see him. And, with the transfers, yeah, it's a lot. I think the one thing that surprised me is not the blowout. It's that, we got in the third quarter, and I know it's garbage time, but Max Johnson looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a team full of transfers, you got to play a veteran quarterback. I think. And I mean, Gio, I'm not saying Gio can't be that guy, but maybe a timeshare there until they figure out who that real quarterback is. Lopez had 2 completions first drive, didn't have another one until the third quarter, and that's not all on him. But I thought Max Johnson looked pretty good.
He did look pretty good. The funny thing is, I remember the opener last year in Minnesota, and Max started that game, and yeah, he was injured, and it was a gruesome injury. But I thought Max looked like he couldn't play in the first half. Like that, what I watched was not the same player that I watched play the first half when the Tar Heels took on Minnesota and won that game, if I'm not mistaken, a year ago. To me, the biggest, I don't know, red flag is not the right word, probably, but was that, to me, North Carolina looked like they didn't know how to line up defensively. They were so easily blocked. I know we could talk about, tackling was bad. Like, they weren't really in position to make that many tackles. And when they were, the tackling was bad. But, boy, that first play in the second half, it was touch football. It's a touchdown. And he went 75 yards through the middle, out to the outside, gone. They looked a little bit unathletic to me.
Yeah, that was, as you were saying that was the first play that came to mind. You got a chance to make some adjustments at halftime and get back in the ball game, and that was a knockout punch on top of the defensive turnover, the defensive scores, and it was bad. But where they go from here, I mean, we'll see with Charlotte. That line, speaking of lines, dropped 9 points. So I don't know that there's a lot of faith.
Right.
That's crazy. I pay attention to the movement, and it's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I do think they'll get it together on some level, but it does take away from this idea that because Bill Belichick waves the wand that they're suddenly a 9-win team. But I still think that they will get better as the season goes on. I don't know what better means, if it means 6 wins, 7, but I think they'll win their next 2 before they go play UCF.
Boy, I've been talking about this all week, and we'll close on this. Bill Bender, Sporting News, joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. We won't learn if Carolina's good because of Charlotte. Right. But we might definitively learn if Carolina's bad. And that's the only thing we are definitely going to find out if it happens that way. But if they go down to Charlotte and win, 34-10, I don't think anybody's going to have any idea really. And certainly through Richmond, we'll learn against Central Florida when they go to Orlando in the 4th week.
Yeah, and they'll be up against a well-coached Charlotte team. I am an Ohio University graduate. Tim Albin led Bobcats to a MAC title last year, so he can coach. And that's one of those things that we'll find out this week. Like you said, if they somehow lose or it's like 16-13, then those things you said will be confirmed. But yeah, they'll come down to that UCF game. UCF struggled a little bit last week too.
Yeah.
You'll have that with first-year coaches, but I think they got beat so badly that Belichick will be completely radar unless they put up a fight or lose. If they lose in the next 3 weeks or beat or compete with Clemson, those are the 2 things that can happen.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about losing to either of their next 2 games and coming to work the next day. Actually, it'll be fun. Not that I want them to lose. I want them to do well, but in terms of engagement, yeah. Bill Bender, Sporting News at Bill Bender 92. Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Hey, anytime. Give me a call. Thanks so much for having me. Take care.
You got it. Bill Bender here On Twitter, at BillBender92. Yeah, I could not. Could you imagine if North Carolina were to lose to either Charlotte or Richmond? Oh, man. Oh, the dunking. It'll be State Fair softball in the target into the tank.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
People are going to come up with so many more
Memes.
trademarks.
Oh, memes.
But
Trademarks.
No, they're going to come up with so many more trademarks for Jordan to use.
If they lose to Charlotte, I'm saying this right now because we're going to do it. I'm going to trademark 0-2.
Okay. Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah. Or we're on to 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to lose to Charlotte. And I don't want them to. I want them to be good. I do. All right, we're going to break. We come back. We have to stretch. We're going to place bets. Man, we got a lot of good things coming up, including maybe the longest shot in a U.S. Open semifinal that I could ever recall. Next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And here we are headed to our first NFL Sunday, and FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. And right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. 2 times the payout. Here's some thoughts for you. Giants are going to win in Washington in the opener. Plus 225 already. Panthers, I think, will win in Jacksonville. The Jets are going to upset the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers' return. And how about the Saints at home to the Cardinals? All of those will happen. FanDuel.com/AGS. Let's have some fun. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know Atlantic hurricane season runs through November? From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
Crisis Services helped me get back on track. They listened without judgment and made sure I had the support that I needed.
No matter what you're going through, there's someone who will listen. I wasn't alone, and neither are you.
Whatever your crisis, you have options.
Reaching out for help was the best decision I ever made. You can too.
It's okay to need support. No matter your crisis, you have options. Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
This is Adam Gold.
The American Cornhole League. I don't know if you can wager on it. Let me go to FanDuel and find out if you can wager on it.
I think I read you can get a scholarship. Kids in high school can actually get scholarships for cornholing. Who knows? I don't know what the technical term is.
I'm just not going to say anything.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Because I referenced it earlier, I just wanted to give the information if people were wondering. When we talked to Brooke Pryor, I made reference to 2 Yankees pitchers who traded wives back in the early 70s. Well, it's true. Yankees fans, baseball fans who are about my age might remember. I was pretty young. I was like 7 when this happened. 1973, 2 Yankees pitchers, one named Mike Kekich, the other named Fritz Peterson, traded not only wives, families. Like, not even kidding.
Wow.
Right. Kekich, his wife Marilyn, Peterson, his wife Suzanne, along with children and pets. They just changed households.
Wow.
That's right.
It's like trading places. Trading Spaces, whatever that show was called.
No,
I don't
movie.
remember. Right. But there was also a TV show, Trading Spaces, I want to say, where they actually did swap families.
Oh, really?
But it was just like a show to see if you could deal with the other person's spouse and kids.
Well, apparently it worked for one, but not for the other.
Yeah, they never went back.
Here, it worked for one, but not for the other. Anyway, true, wacky story that could only happen in the 70s and probably was chemically aided. I'm just going to guess.
Mm-hmm.
In the 70s, I'm sure chemicals had something to do with it.
Very likely.
With that said, time to stretch.
Well, there's probably lots of chemicals with these next 2 because for whatever reason, Mike Tyson is not done getting punched in the face.
What?
Yeah. So yesterday, it was revealed that Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have agreed to sign up for, or they already signed up for, an exhibition game next spring. So, with this...
Who again?
Floyd Mayweather. So, an actual legit... Well, see, Floyd needs to be fighting Jake Paul. Like, this...
No, that would be a terrible fight. Floyd doesn't want to have fun fights.
Yeah. Well,
he's not here to entertain anybody.
I just want to see Jake Paul actually box someone legit.
I want to see I want to see Jake Paul get his ass kicked. That's what I want.
That too.
Right? Yeah. He doesn't fight anybody that could do that. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He's not there to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
He's there to box and defend and no.
Cheesy and drive out in a vehicle and it's whatever.
Floyd Mayweather.
I don't know. Yeah. So
personally, you can miss me with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Mayweather.
Yeah. Not a great human being, but they've agreed to sign up for this exhibition in the spring. There's no word on an exact date, location, or where you could watch it. It'll probably be on Netflix.
I'd like to watch Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather play chess.
That would be good.
Connect 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to watch them play Connect 4.
Uno.
I don't want to watch them box.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Tyson, I guess. This is just, we've already seen what you got in the tank, Tyson. But he said, quote, "This fight is something neither the world nor I ever thought would or could happen. However, boxing has entered a new era of the unpredictable, and this fight is as unpredictable as it gets." Then he goes on to say, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it, so it's signed
Tyson's
and it's happening.
80.
I know. I'm like,
Well, Floyd's old too. So
did you watch yourself in your last fight with Jake Paul, the non-boxer? But okay, whatever, Mike. But this will not impact Mayweather's perfect record of 50-0 since it's an exhibition. In case anyone was wondering, and their exact ages, Tyson is 59, Mayweather's 48. I don't think you'll see it as hard on Mayweather as we saw in Tyson. That was brutal. Like, why are we watching Grandpa fight now? Like, this is not fun.
Well, here's the problem. George Foreman,
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was no longer signing, right?
Yep.
George Foreman fought successfully into his 40s.
Yeah.
He was still good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Very different from what he used to be and larger. But
True.
he fought into his 40s.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this one goes. Whenever they decide to lock that in. But sometime next spring, I guess, if you're interested in watching Mike Tyson at it again with Floyd Mayweather, then there you go. That's coming. Now, I know you've talked about superstitions before. And you also just talked about earlier today how people can be very crazy college football fans versus NFL. Like how it's
the
more of a
atmospheres
thing.
in college games are better than the atmospheres in NFL games.
Yes. Well, this article talks about how superstitious college football fans are.
Okay. Well, our the late Woody Durham used to say, "Go where you go,
Yeah.
do what you do."
Yeah, exactly. Well, on this, what percentage would you say of college football fans are superstitious?
80.
See, I would have thought that too. They're trying to say it's 52, and I think they're
that's
lying to us.
And they obviously interviewed sane people.
Yeah, yeah, true. Did they go to all the tailgates?
No, they
Because, no. I'm pretty sure that would be
Oh
closer
man,
to
we
90.
never win when gold picks us.
Don't drink
Yep,
that beer. Drink the
'cause
other beer.
I hold the keys.
Yes, exactly. Well, there are 52% of these college fans that say they're superstitious, and it was funny because, of course, they have the levels of, like, how superstitious you are. I don't feel like I am superstitious, but you could probably put me in that category because I may or may not do so. Like Cheez-Its. Like the Cheez-Its with the canes.
Magic Cheez-Its.
They were magic
Yeah.
for at least a
I
game.
am not. I am the opposite of
Yeah.
superstitious.
Yeah. So this says that some people are like myself, or they may just wear a lucky t-shirt. But then they say that there are some who have gone to lengths of sleeping in their jersey the night before. Okay, interesting. This one, what are we doing? Another one claimed that they bathe in hot sauce before the game to increase their team's chance of victory. I wonder if they're related to Will Levis. And then 35% of these people say that they would rather attend a big rivalry game than their friend's wedding. Yes, stop having weddings during football season.
But that's not has nothing to do with superstition. That is just like normal human beings.
Maybe they think that it's bad luck for the marriage if they get married during this football game in particular. So, yeah, other crazy things that they've done. Hitched a ride from California to Indiana that took 3 days. It's probably not safe to be hitching rides nowadays. Just saying.
Take a bus.
Yeah, they do make those. So, yeah, one person said they quit their job to attend a game. And another person, which we've probably encountered these before, someone called a radio station 100 times in a row to win tickets.
Okay, that's fair.
And so, yeah.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Free
hey,
stuff. We'll let
you're
people love
dedicated.
free stuff.
Yeah, you're passionate. Hey, why not? Why not? You know what else we're dedicated on?
Yeah.
Because we're real good at it? Making good bets.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
All right. I went over. I had the parlay. I had under, but I also had the Cowboys covering. You had just the Eagles straight.
No,
the Eagles covering.
I had the Eagles and
the
under.
So
Because someone on Twitter tried to say, oh, how about that under bet? This was like pre-halftime or whatever. So
guess what?
Yeah, guess
Sucker.
what? It was under 48.5, so that was plus 120. Not crazy money, but I'll take it. It's still good. So we actually have organized violence this weekend, and I'm so excited. And also, this card is starting in the afternoon, so a little brunch and punch, as I like to call it. Let's start off with Sam Hughes and Shauna Bonin. I'm going to go with Sam Hughes. I'm impressed with her, and I think she's going to take it to decision. So give me Sam by the points. It's minus 160, so it's good for a parlay.
All right. I mentioned we have a U.S. Open match with arguably the longest odds of that I can ever recall in a semifinal. Felix Auger Asamen, I can't pronounce it. FAA, who a few years ago was excellent, kind of faded, but is back. He's playing Yannick Sinner, and he is almost 13-1 to win. Oh. Those are enormous odds. Stay away, but the dollar. Whatever.
Yeah, why
you
not?
never know. Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic will start in a little over an hour.
Okay.
I cannot wait for this match.
Yeah.
Djokovic is playing really well. Alcaraz is the most entertaining player to watch in the sport. Alcaraz in 5 sets is plus 500.
Oh, okay. Next up, Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. This one is almost a pick'em, but I think it's going to be Sam Patterson by submission plus 210.
All right. I don't know Sam Patterson doesn't sound like a...
He's got a little bit of a reach advantage.
Yeah, UFC guy.
Yeah, that's...
Sam Patterson sounds like an accountant.
It could be.
For one of the fighters.
Guy down at the car shop.
All right, I'm going to give you a one college football winner. Blue Devils at home are plus 125. Take it.
Last but not least, let's go Cubs. They're playing the Nationals today. Give me my Cubbies in the over 10.5. All the home runs, plus 125.
All right, 2 home underdogs to win this weekend. The Falcons will beat the Buccaneers. The Jets will beat the Steelers. Parlay those. It's plus 370. Thank me later.
Talking sports so you don't have to pretend to know stuff. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's bow time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan. All the best teams, all the cool traditions, and all the touchdowns.
Lopez in the pistol with Hood behind him. He will hand to him. Hood right side. Slithers through and powered home. Touchdown, Carolina. What a start for Belichick in the heel.
College football on The Fan is powered by Roofworks and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford.
Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD with no spaces to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket. From YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
If you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For everyone here. We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies us. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
This is the Adam Gold Show.
I think Aaron Rodgers offensively, with what he brings and what they want to do in that system, I think he's going to be really good for them. And we know that their defense is going to be good. And so I think they're going to win a lot of games. But I don't know if they've made the moves or if Aaron is at the point where he can push them over the top.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Roundtable in about 15 minutes. As we just kind of goof off about the news of the day, the news of the week. 30 years ago today, 30 years ago tonight, I was at Oriole Park at Camden Yards when Cal Ripken Jr. tied Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak in Major League Baseball. 2,130 consecutive games. Because of the work stoppage 2 years prior, it worked out that the team that, or not 2 years, the previous year, it worked out that the opponent just happened to be I think they were the Anaheim Angels at the time. I don't know. California could have been. And former Ripken teammate Eddie Murray was in the building. But it was a great night, only surpassed by the next night when he passed Gehrig and became the all-time Iron Man in the sport. Ryan Ripken himself, a former professional baseball player, does sound familiar. That's right. Cal's son, who was about 2 at the time, who is now, you can watch him on YouTube, Ryan Ripken Show. Follow him on Twitter. He joins us on the Adam Gold Show. I appreciate you for doing this and not helping me, but allowing me to outwardly walk down memory lane. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, you're right, though. I was 2 years old, and, I don't have really any memory of that night, but because I was 2 years old, I'm reminded, Adam, that was 30 years ago. And now I'm going, man, I'm really 32, and my baseball career now came and went, and so many different thoughts on a personal level, but it's been really cool now being at this age and being able to go back and actually relive and talk with so many people, including my father, about which still to this day is going to continue to be one of the greatest sporting events that any sport has ever seen.
I wish you were older at the time. Ryan Ripken is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show. I believe you threw out the first pitch on the 21-31. I don't remember the pitch because I was in other ways busy. But the night started like everybody knew what the deal was. I mean, it was a massive, massive celebration of the sport. And the president at the time was Bill Clinton. He was there. And I mean, so many dignitaries. Joe DiMaggio was there. Frank Robinson was there. And the national anthem was performed by Bruce Hornsby and Branford Marsalis, just an instrumental, which was gorgeous and beautiful. I became friends with Branford. I still am to this day. But everything about that night was amazing. And, of course, your dad hits 2 home runs. One in the first game in the Friday game, or today's Friday, the 5th, and then he homered again the next night. When you sat down with him, and I know there's a 4-part series, and I know you spent a lot of time with him talking about it, what did he remember mostly about that night?
Oh, man. Well, first off, you said about the home runs in 21-30 and 21-31. He had to correct me then of saying, well, don't you forget I also had a home run in 21-29. So for 3 straight nights. And, you know, the funnier thing here, Adam, and that's the clip I'm going to put out on the socials later, he was scuffling going into those final 3 games. And Mike Mussina, Hall of Fame pitcher, his teammate at the time in Baltimore, told my dad, hey, you should try this with your swing. So my dad made an adjustment, and he went deep then on 21-29, and then he kept rolling with it. So that was a cool little story that I got to hear, that Mike Mussina was a reason why my dad got back on track for the most iconic moment in the sports world during that time. So but looking back overall, and I really enjoyed it, Adam, talking with my dad, and that was the first time him and I actually sat down and looked through his memorabilia ever in our lives, of going through his career and going through the journey to get to that unforgettable moment. And, you know, the simple thing I ask is, does it feel like it's been 30 years? And he said sometimes, yep, it feels exactly like 30 years. And then he can blink and he's right back in the moment. And the one thing that still stands true to him was he never wanted to set out to break any record. Back in 1982, when the streak started, it never was in his mind that he was trying to go out there to break a record. He was going out there because he wanted to be the shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles and help them win a World Series, which they accomplished in 1983. And all he wanted to do after that was show up and be dependable for his teammates and for the city. And so when that moment happened, you know, it was the 20 minutes of silence. You know, it's from the broadcast, if you watched it, because it was 20 minutes of eruption and celebration. And I could tell, and he even says, you know, he goes, I'm overwhelmed and so flattered, but like, all right, you know, sit down. Like, you guys don't have to make a big deal about this. Like, let's continue the game. Mm-hmm. And then he did the laugh. And he even says it, and he said it during the interview, I could have cared less if the game started back up again, because he finally let himself enjoy the moment. But what made the moment special, I think is where I'm going with this, Adam, is the journey that he did. He was playing his passion of baseball. And in the process, he was able to resonate with a community, a nation, and it felt like it was a moment that everyone could enjoy. And I think that that's what he remembers the most, was how special it was, not just for our family, but for so many people tuning in and that were there that night.
Ryan Ripken is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Cal Jr.'s son, 2 years old at the time when Cal Ripken tied and then broke the all-time consecutive games played streak in Major League Baseball, which he then tacked on another 500, which is just insane. I talked to Doug Glanville about this the other day. I actually have some sound bites I'm going to play from that conversation. He's like, it's never going to be broken. Nobody's going to do that. It's like 16 straight years of playing 162 games to get to that mark. I've said this many, many times. We only have a couple more minutes left, but the year after a lockout, I know that a couple of years later, McGuire and Sosa did the home run chase, and that captivated baseball and brought many more fans back to the game. But I thought, and maybe I was over romanticizing it, but I'm sure you've talked to your dad about it, and maybe you have thoughts on this. I thought, based on how angry baseball fans were to not have a World Series the previous year, the fact that a lunch pail record like this, I go to work every day and do the best I can for the company, that type of a record resonated with a lot of baseball fans.
I think that's the main thing, is just how relatable this whole situation was and how simple the concept is of this record. It was showing up the good, through the good, the bad, the ugly, whether you were physically, mentally, emotionally in a good place or not. If you had ailments, you name it, he continued to be there. And that's the part, is how many times in our everyday lives do you feel you wake up and you go, I don't have it today. I don't want to do this today. Oh, maybe I'll call in. Hey, you know what? I need a day to reset, right? And that's where the idea and concept is formed, because it was so relatable. Now, professional baseball, everyone can say, well, hey, everyone, you love being out there every day. Hey, look, I am so grateful I got to play professional baseball. I wish I could have gotten to the major leagues. Things didn't work out that way. But it is an honor to play baseball. But at the same time, it's a job.
Yeah.
And there are so many days in baseball, Adam, of all sports, no one likes to fail. I think that's fair to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one likes rejection. No one likes failure. No one likes embarrassment. And when you play baseball, you are guaranteed to have that on a daily basis. If you're one of the best players in the world, that was going 3 for 10. You failed 70% of the time, and you were considered a Hall of Fame caliber player if you did that over your career. And nowadays, you could fail 75% of the time or more and still be considered a very good major league player. So factor all of that in, everything else that's going on in your personal life. It's a hard act to balance. And I got to say, I give my parents a lot of credit, Adam, because I never understood the magnitude of the streak. I didn't understand the magnitude of my dad's career. And going back and watching those clips, with my sister and my mom, Kelly, my sister, Rachel, my mom did a tremendous job of saying that, your dad, he's got to go do his job. Your dad's working. That's how it was always deemed. And I thought that was really cool. And I'm just so happy that we all got to experience something. And I think it's safe to say, Adam, I don't think we're ever going to see this again.
No way.
From where the way sports are going. So the unbreakable record was broken, and I don't know if that unbreakable record will be broken again.
I agree with you. 761 games right now, Braves first baseman Matt Olson. That is the longest current streak. I'm actually surprised it's that big. So he is, I don't know, like 1,900 games shy, just about, of 26-32. Ryan Ripken, son of Cal Ripken. By the way, your grandparents, because I've spent time with Cal Sr. And his wife, your grandmother. I spent time with them when I was up in Baltimore as well. They have a lot to do with this. Ryan, I appreciate your time. I want people to go check out the 4-part series, The Ryan Ripken Show. You can see it on YouTube. Sir, good luck with this, and I'll talk to you again down the road, hopefully.
Sounds great, Adam. You enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend, and thanks for having me on.
You got it. Thank you. By the way, he doesn't just talk baseball. He doesn't necessarily talk about his dad all the time. They talk about a lot of different things. All right, we got a roundtable next?
I'm excited.
I don't know who the combatants are again.
Two of my faves.
Oh, awesome. Next.
From the heels
Touchdown, Carolina.
to the canes.
She scores!
He covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
I wasn't worried about Bill Belichick's age until Monday night against TCU and the debacle that was. Why? Because now he has to relate to the players. If you're a player, you don't want some statue coming off the wall to tell you everything you did wrong. You want somebody you trust, somebody that relates to you. And I'm not sure Belichick has that.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
Who doesn't love getting some fresh air on a beautiful day? I'm Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan for Law Tigers, and sometimes grabbing the motorcycle, taking a random ride through some back roads, and soaking up that fresh air is just what the doctor ordered. And of course, it's always important to make sure that everything's operating correctly on your bike, you have your protective gear on, but unfortunately, you can't always avoid an accident. So if you're ever in a wreck on your motorcycle, make sure to call my friends at Law Tigers first before calling your insurance company. At Law Tigers, they are just like us. They're riders, so they understand. They get the value of your bike, your gear, and what it's like to go through an accident. The insurance company just wants to pay you the least amount possible, so case evaluations are always free at Law Tigers, and you're not going to pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. TNC supply in-app only.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
At Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford, we've got 3 great brands under one roof and deals that will get you in the driver's seat today. We've got the perfect new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for you. Family owned for over 70 years, we treat you like one of our own with friendly service, honest deals, and a commitment that keeps our customers coming back. Plus, state-of-the-art service and collision centers to keep you rolling. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. Visit us in Sanford or at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Gold. Gold.
Is he married to a person or just himself? Because I feel like that's very Aaron Rodgery of him to have the twist in there.
It's a very good question.
So, I don't know. We still don't know if it's a person.
Would he get down on one knee to ask himself over an ayahuasca?
Yes.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. And for the second consecutive Friday, we get to the Roundtable, and I don't know who the guests are.
I know.
It's exciting. Yeah, you're excited. You were excited about last week. Last week was Brett Friedlander and Mike DeCourcy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to look at the screen.
Okay.
Tell me, play the music.
Camelot. It's only a model.
Okay, so we have some of our own favorites.
Sure.
We have Josh Graham
nice.
and Jeremy Greene.
Oh, very nice. Always a good combination. Let me first of all, Josh Graham Radio, Sports Hub Triad, Jeremy Greene, ESPN Draft Nerd, ESPN Wilmington. Perfect. We're going to talk a lot of football here. But before we do this, Josh, I don't know if you were paying at all any attention, but
was just texting Ryan Ripken
were you really?
Earlier today.
Look at that. Well, today is 30 years since Cal Ripken tied Lou Gehrig's record. A game I was at. I was at the next night as well.
You were there.
Both of them. Yeah, I worked for WNBA in Baltimore. So my job was to go around and talk to dopey fans.
Did you come close to talking to President Clinton that night?
No, they didn't let me up there. No, I was down among the unwashed. So, but I was in the stands, so it was cool. It was just a great night to be there.
Where were you sitting? Sorry to get.
I wasn't sitting. I had a seat in the press box, but I never went up there. I was roaming. I was roaming the stadium, doing man on the street, because that's what what everybody needs.
I can't think of anything cooler than being man on Utah Street the night of 21-31.
It was amazing. The whole thing. I went to, as a Mets fan, I spent a large part of my youth at Shea Stadium. But for 3 years in Baltimore, I probably went to, 70 Orioles games. I was always there. I loved it. We were the flagship, so it wasn't any problem getting tickets to games. But it was just one of the great nights that I've spent in this business, and I was, in my mid to late 20s. It was very cool to be there. So I just thought I would bring that up to you. Now let's move on and bring in Jeremy Greene, and I will start with him because we've already eaten up some of the allotted time for the Roundtable. Jeremy, how bad was Monday night?
Well, I can't say I was at, the Cal Ripken game, but I will say I got to see the entirety of the excitement for the Bill Belichick era in North Carolina because I was on the field as it went crazy of, oh, my God, we're good. And then it went, oh, my God, what was that in about 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was
the Little Caesars pizza of football. It was great
both in the
right
same
out of
building?
the oven.
I didn't know you were there, Jeremy. That's crazy.
Well, he was on the field.
I was on the field. I have I'm going to blow up a picture of the first touchdown because it happened directly in front of me. I could literally have hit the running back with a baseball from where I was standing. And then it never was good again. And it was just pure unmitigated sadness. I've never seen anything like it. David Noel was sitting behind us, and he looked at me at one point and went, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
I can't answer that, David. I watched Bill Belichick haunt my nightmares for 22 years, and apparently the greatest defense for Bill Belichick is an extended college hash mark, which he cannot figure out.
Look, I don't think that had anything to do with coaching personally, but I do think you're not giving the length of time justice because they got a 3 and out right after that series. They went 3 and out on their own, and then I contend I don't think the outcome is any different because we saw what a mismatch it was. But I'll throw this to Josh. That defensive pass interference, which I thought was a terrible call, did it change the game? No, but it expedited the process of Carolina getting, taken out to the woodshed. What were your thoughts on that penalty and the rest of it?
Marcus Allen had a rough night. Not the best football player named Marcus Allen, the Tar Heel corner that was thrown at 9 times, 9 completions. They targeted him. I've heard people bring up this play during the show this week, and The same thing if not for the pick six. A lot of Jeff Bezdelicking happening. If not for this, then this would have happened. But people seem to forget that the Tar Heels, right before the pick six, were gifted a turnover off a high throw from Hoover. And then also...
It's actually a good defensive play, a good batted ball.
And then after the DPI, there was the makeup call where a TCU drive stalled on an OPI in the end zone on a ball that wasn't catchable. So the officiating wasn't great both ways, but I see the point that you're making. The surreality of it on Monday, though, Jeremy kind of hit on it, that he had never seen anything like it. It's weird. Being in the actual building and doing the job of covering games, you kind of have your own... Everything kind of felt normal, as if you were covering North Carolina facing Middle Tennessee to open the season. I'm the first one in the press box at 4:30, and I see the flip card, and I see no depth chart on it. I tweet it out, and I don't get notifications on my phone. But then I look at my phone 30 minutes later, and I thought someone had died because Adam Schefter decided this is interesting enough content to put on his own account. And I suppose that's what makes things different. Even though North Carolina is going to be playing on ESPN Plus tomorrow at Jerry Richardson Stadium, the level of content that will come out of this, whether it's great or terrible, which it was on Monday, I think in its own right is a story, given how irrelevant in-state football has been for a very long time.
First of all, Josh, you're a smart guy. I'm actually surprised you didn't think that this would. I think it's the biggest story in college football, and I don't care whether North Carolina is good or not in terms of whether it is the story of college football, because it's bringing NFL eyeballs here. Very quickly, I'm gonna throw this back to Jeremy here, because Jeremy, you said you have been tormented by Bill Belichick, because I know you're a Jets fan for 22 years. So because the school. The program, I don't know, maybe Jordan Hudson, has banned the Patriots from the facilities. This is on Pro Football Talk today. Patriot scouts have been banned from North Carolina by embittered former New England coach Bill Belichick. On Friday, current Patriots coach Mike Vrabel addressed the situation. That's an individual choice, and we'll cross that bridge when we start looking at players. I'm going to focus on our football. Basically, a very coach-speaky way of whatever. That's their choice. What are we doing? Why are we banning the Patriots? How petty can you be?
So that story is insanely misleading, which I expect nothing less from Mike Florio.
But the story was...
It's not just New England.
Right.
They banned everybody from the NFL. It's not just New England.
Okay, but Mike Florio didn't write this.
I think it's
This story broke yesterday. Mike Florio wrote it. He aggregated it today.
ESPN said that other teams could watch no more than 3 practice periods, which is a lot less than a lot of teams do, but still access that the Patriots weren't granted, according to ESPN.
It's goofy. It's ridiculous. To me, it's not really a story. There are a lot of colleges that do not allow great access to NFL teams.
Sure.
It's been complained about forever because there's no uniformity. It's kind of up to you. Now, of course, in Bill fashion, they have one guy whose name is Jordan, which I saw it, and I swear to you, I read it the first time, and I thought, oh, my God, they're making his girlfriend talk to the NFL team. Then I realized there was an I in the Jordan, and I went, nope,
Jordan.
that's a different person.
Jordan.
That's a different person, so I'm not going to judge you. It's hard for that. But it's what has happened so far. And I don't know your interactions with Carolina. I know for us it's been way more cloak and dagger than it's ever been before. I know Michael Marty. I think he's a great guy. He's been awesome to us, but we've had virtually no access to the program whatsoever, and we're affiliates of the team. So, I mean, we get the show they do every week that plays on our airwaves, and we get Jones Angel, who comes and talks to us, and Jones is great. But in terms of any other interaction with the program, they don't want anybody there. It's not just New England, but I do understand why he wrote the headline. It was really just a shot for me to take it Mike Florio, which I take any one of them I can get.
Oh man, I understand your point about Mike Florio. I kind of like Mike, and there are times when I don't. All right.
In related news, though, Adam,
sure.
If I were single, I would make a proclamation that I will not date Sydney Sweeney. Similar headline where it's like, yo, we have all these scouts banging on our door. They're not allowed. They're not there, Bill. They're not there.
I'm not gonna lie. I asked that question of what player were they trying to see? Because I didn't see one that I would really want to see.
That's the point. Is that why would anybody go? All right, so
Sydney Sweeney is banned from dating me. Banned.
All right, so let me ask you this, Jeremy, and I want you to react to this as well, Josh. What are we likely to learn? Are we likely to learn anything good Saturday evening in a high school stadium in Charlotte?
I would love to know who went, let's go play at Charlotte.
I agree.
Which is just an itty-bitty, tiny former soccer stadium. Are you going to learn anything? No. I think the betting market is hilarious. That now I saw Charlotte Friday. I was at the App State Charlotte game in Charlotte. And I will be nice and say they are not good at football. And the fact that Carolina is only a 14-point favorite is incredibly humorous.
It opened at like 22.5.
Which is because the public bets things down. Can I just say something I haven't heard anybody else say? What if TCU's good? Like, is there just not
I talked about it.
Chance
it's possible TCU's a playoff team.
That's where I was coming from. Is I watched a lot of Big 12 football, which I didn't mean to. It just happened. There's not a ton of teams in that conference that I think are all that good. And I kept watching TCU going, yes, you are kind of spamming the same play against this Carolina defense because they can't figure out how to. It did look like a 6-year-old playing Madden. Hey, when you figure out how to stop this, we'll stop running it. But until then, we're just going to keep doing it over and over and over and over again.
Right.
But I kept watching it going, TCU looks bigger. I'm standing right there on the sideline, so I see all of these guys right beside me. TCU looks bigger on the field. And then they manhandle Carolina, and everything becomes about Bill. And schematically, I thought there were some things that Carolina left to be desired. Now, as for what you asked me, I think they're going to smoke Charlotte.
Okay.
And you may see the tide turn backwards of, well, maybe Bill's figuring it out. Look at how he coached them up. Or, and hear me out, they played a good team, and then they played a bad team.
Right. Well, I'm going to narrow the question for Josh. Can we learn anything good about North Carolina? Because I contend the only thing we can learn definitively is bad.
I disagree. I think with it being a short week, and we hear this term used when it's my alma mater, East Carolina, or App State when they play the ACC Big Four. Oh, it's their Super Bowl, and ECU or App State fans might get mad at that suggestion. Is it fair to say that Super Bowl doesn't even fully capture the significance of this game for Charlotte, in that it's the first time the flagship university is visiting Charlotte and it's in their stadium and it's Bill Belichick on the sideline? Like, you're going to get the absolute best of whatever they are, which might not be enough, but on a short week, seeing the effort level for North Carolina, I think, is going to be noteworthy. If it's not there, you're right. We learned something bad, but I'm willing to say that's a positive thing if it's good. Bill doesn't give us a lot in press conferences, but a couple of days ago, he did say something interesting towards the end of his presser, that in the NFL, it generally took 6 games. It took about a third of the season, maybe 30% of the season, before the identity set in of what a team is. He doesn't quite know what that would be in college, but he imagines 30% of the season, probably going to be 4 games. And when you map it out, after the TCU game, which they might be pretty good, the next 3, it's, games you should win. It's Charlotte. It's
they should win at Central Florida?
UCF's really bad. Sadly,
I don't care.
They're
terrible.
Okay, fine. Yeah, they're terrible. So
I don't care how bad they are.
Let's say they win that game. If you're talking about 3-1, or even if they lose that game, you have a bye week after it. Bill kind of maps it out that, and maybe all of us should follow the same tune, that wait until we get through this 4-game stretch before we make any definitive judgments about what this team is or isn't.
I'm not making, just for the record, and we're only going to have time for one more area. For the record, I'm not making any definitive judgment about what North Carolina football is. Other people are. Other people already have. And that, for me, those are the people who said it would never work, clowned the decision, and they are ready. Knives out. They were ready. Oh, man, as soon as we all knew what the outcome was going to be, and I would say that was probably late in the first half, those people already had columns and takes all ready to go. All I'm saying is a win in Charlotte, emphatic or not, isn't telling us a thing. A win over Richmond, emphatic or not, isn't telling us a thing. Central Florida.
If not, it isn't. It is telling. Emphatic or not. If it's not emphatic tomorrow, that's
what I said. The only thing we're going to learn emphatically, is it's bad. Mm-hmm. If that is not a blowout, then okay, it might not be so good. And Central Florida, I'm going to go out just say this, like athletes, and that will be the first real test for this that they have to pass with flying colors. These things are, to me, essentially glorified practices. All right, final thing. Give me, Josh, a reason to be optimistic. Sunday, 1:00 at where they have hot tubs in the stands in Jacksonville. Give me a reason to be optimistic. Are you?
No, not for Sunday. I think it's bad timing and a bad matchup. The bad timing is, well, if you want to go most obvious, you don't want to play on the road in Jacksonville in September at 1:00.
Why?
Number two, it's really hot and hard to play. I mean,
it's not hot in Charlotte? Are you serious?
Actually, Dave Canales has made it a bit the last month to say how
that's
seasonably cool
it should have a laugh track
in Charlotte. Okay, but more important than that is you drew a new head coach and a unique player first, where we don't know how that's going to be used. Travis Hunter, and then on top of that, Liam Cohen comes from the Bucs. His offensive coordinator comes from Minnesota. His defensive coordinator comes from Green Bay. Well, what exactly is it going to look like? We don't know. And then the bad matchup is Ike Ekwonu not going to play in the game. He's doubtful.
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker had 10.5 sacks last year, former number 1 overall pick. And also Carolina's only won 2 road games combined over the last 2 seasons. I think it just sets up, kind of like with Carolina football, don't let the first game be what you define everything around, because I don't feel all that optimistic about the opener, even though I do think Carolina's an 8-win team this year.
It's going to be hot. Jeremy, thoughts on game 1?
I am a little more optimistic, and I'm decently high on Jacksonville. I don't think that's an intimidating place to play at all, because it's just goofy. It's a place with jean shorts and mullets and fans that are looking for a reason to get out of there at the end of the second quarter. Now, the Travis Hunter thing, I don't know what he's going to look like. I have no idea. Everything Liam Cohen has said this offseason has made my head hurt. We're going to treat him as a wide receiver primarily and then a corner. I would have done that the other way just solely because it's a lot easier for me, and I think he's a better corner than he is wide receiver. I would be looking at, can they move the ball? This is a decent pass rush for Jacksonville with Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker and Eric Armstead. If they can move the ball, even without Coker, I think you're going to have Renfro, I think, and Ted on the outside. And I want to see how they run. Does Chuba look impressive? And then the bigger question for me is the defense. What does the defense look like? It's impossible for it to be worse than it was last year. That was a historically bad NFL defense.
It certainly was.
I don't think they are top half of the league now, but I also don't think they're the worst defense in the league. So if you can keep Jacksonville under 20, I'll say 24 points, you keep this game close and you cover, I think Carolina can walk out of that and go, look, we're a team still figuring out how to win. We went on the road. We played a team that's got a lot of momentum because they have a lot of reasons to be happy about what's happened in the offseason. I would take that as a win. That would be, for me, a win if they have the ball with 5 minutes to go and a chance to win. I don't really care what the outcome is.
All right. I just want the 2 teams and the winner. I don't want reasons. Jeremy, Your two teams in Super Bowl, what is this, Super Bowl 1000? Your two teams in the Super Bowl and a winner are?
Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Rams. Winner is the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, Josh, same question.
Chiefs over Packers.
Chiefs over Packers. Gosh, I hate the fact that I have Chiefs.
Love.
Hate the fact that I have Chiefs over Packers as well.
I love that Rams pick. I love that Rams.
Yeah, Rams could be good if Matthew Stafford doesn't need another epidural. I mean, he would be the first quarterback ever with an epidural to win a Super Bowl. Josh Graham, Sports Hub Triad at Josh Graham Radio. Jeremy Greene, ESPN Asheville at ESPN Draft Nerd. Gentlemen, it was always fun. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football.
I wish I had my Cal Ripken Wheaties box behind me, but I don't. But thank you for the time.
You got it.
Thanks, Adam.
You got it. Take care, fellas. There was a Cal Ripken's Wheaties box. Why not? Why not? All right. We break, and then when we return, I will give you winners of every ACC football game this year, and we'll also go through the NFL slate and make picks. Next.
From the heels,
Touchdown, Carolina.
To the canes.
She scores!
He covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available. If you feel lonely, isolated, anxious, or overwhelmed, help is here all day and night. Call, text, or chat 988 without cost, without judgment, and without waiting for an appointment. You'll get support that can make a difference. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Turning 65 soon, navigating Medicare can be overwhelming and confusing, but you're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help. SHIP counselors can help you understand Medicare benefits to make your best choices. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
When life feels overwhelming, knowing where to turn can make all the difference.
That's why crisis services are here for anyone at any time, no judgment.
If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health, substance use, or feeling lost,
Crisis services are here for you 24/7.
Compassionate, low, or no-cost services.
Whatever your crisis, you always have options. Find the support that's right for you.
Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We're going to go through the ACC, pick the games. We're going to talk about some NFL stuff as well. Want to start, if we have time for a rewind, we'll hear from Brooke Pryor from based on last night's game, not necessarily looking ahead to the Steelers' visit to New Jersey to take on the Jets. But you're the Panthers fan here, Victoria.
Yeah.
In Jacksonville, I'm not concerned about the heat. I don't get that.
Yeah, no, I
don't understand why that's a problem.
Yeah.
You play in Carol, like, it's going to sound weird.
Gets hot here.
It does. It's hot here too. So
yeah.
Not to mention that they've played on like fake grass, which accentuates the heat. At least in Jacksonville, you get to play on fine, cool Bermuda grass.
Yeah.
So, how you feel going into game one?
Not great. I mean, I don't know. It's just like a vibe. It's just a gut feeling that they're not going to come out like strong like I want them to.
Like they're not going to go well, lose the game like in emphatic fashion, and we're like back to square one.
I could just see dumb things happening. Like I could see them still trying to work the kinks out. Like I wouldn't be shocked if we came in Monday and it's like, well, that should have went better, but I don't think it'll be a complete disaster. So hopefully I think it'll stay competitive, but I could see something like silly happening or dropped passes or maybe guys like not communicating the best since we do have some rookies. So sometimes you just got to like get the first one out of the way.
Well, first of all of those fears are normal going into the first game of a season for a team that is still developing, right? And a quarterback that is still developing. We're really not sure what we're going to get out of Bryce Young and Dave Canales. Ike Ekwonu does not look like he will play. He was listed as doubtful today.
Yeah.
He was limited at practice. Of course, he didn't practice the last 2 days. So he was limited today. That's an improvement, but they list him as doubtful.
Yeah.
They don't list Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt as anything. But they were also both limited today in practice, and they have been dealing with injuries. If for some reason you're down 3 of your 5 starting offensive linemen.
Not ideal.
No. Yeah, that's a problem. It's going to be so suffocatingly hot that everybody's going to have cramps in the first quarter.
Right.
I kid. But, yeah, that's a problem. You've got a unit of 9. If you're missing 33% of that and you're down to 6 offensive linemen, NFL in their minds, offensive linemen. Obviously, you recall some guys from the practice squad. I mean, that's not good. And because they've got to run the football to be effective, it makes it more difficult to do so if you don't have Ekwonu or Hunt or Lewis. With all that said, the fact that Lewis and Hunt are not listed as questionable or at whatever, I don't even know what the terminology is anymore. Maybe it's only doubtful and out.
Yeah.
The fact that those 2 guys were not listed as doubtful leads me to believe that they're probably both going to play. And Brady Christensen can at least be adequate for Ike Ekwonu. Going to have to give help on that side anyway to protect Bryce Young. So I am not going into this game pessimistic. I think it was a question in one-timers earlier. Do I think they're going to win the game? I think they're going to have a chance to win the game. Whether it's with the ball with a chance to win late or taking the lead and then your defense goes on the field trying to prevent Jacksonville. Ultimately, I think Jacksonville wins a very close game, but I think it's a field goal game. I'm not as high on Jacksonville as other people.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of Jacksonville hype as if they're getting things together and they're going to make a big turnaround this season.
New coaches do that.
Yeah, and then they got the, hottest draft pick out there.
Travis Hunter, who, oddly enough, to me this is backwards. They list him as a starter at wide receiver, but a backup at corner.
Mm-hmm.
And 1,000 times in a row, I would do it the other way. To me, he's a quarterback every down, and he's a wide receiver, I don't know, 50% of the time of your offensive snaps, maybe a little bit more. I just think he's more valuable to the team as a quarterback than as a wide receiver, on top of the fact that you've got a number one wide receiver. You've got good wide receivers already. So Travis Hunter, to me, is more additive there, but they've got him listed as a starter at wide receiver. Again, I think the Panthers keep it close, have a chance to win, but ultimately don't get it done.
Yeah.
That's just my view of that. Let's go through the ACC games, and then we'll get back to the National Football League. Because it is can we have music? Let's do music. All right. Illinois at Duke. Noon on ESPN. I've heard we've been all week long we've talked about Illinois, like big offensive line. They're going to try and smash Duke. It's a concern. I thought Duke's run defense, apart from the quarterback running, was excellent. So I have less of a concern unless Illinois does manhandle them up front, in which case they're going to run the ball. But I'd like to think that Duke matches up well with Illinois' offense. Then it becomes, can Duke's offense get a running game going, which they didn't really. They had some big plays, but didn't really run the ball effectively against Elon, because for me, that will determine really the outcome in this game. If Duke can get some stuff going on the ground, I like Duke's chances. I like this game to be relatively low scoring. So, like in our place your bets, I took Duke outright. So we'll take Duke plus the 2.5, but I think they can win it and under whatever the spread is. Virginia NC State is I think an intriguing game. Noon on ESPN2. State didn't run the ball worth anything against East Carolina. I don't know if Virginia's good or not, but I think we're going to find out a lot about the Wolfpack coming up. Let's cross fingers. It's at Carter Finley.
Yeah.
State to cover the 3.5.
It'll probably be hot.
Yes. Yes, too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Saturday is supposed to be hot.
I know.
Sunday's supposed to be cool.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like almost 90 on Saturday.
It says the high is 90, low is 70. So
yeah.
It's a big difference.
And then Sunday, I think that we must get a storm coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina at Charlotte. Just beat them bad, please. I don't want to have any doubts about. Oh, they might just stink coming up after that game.
Mm-hmm.
JMU at Louisville. Louisville's going to win the game. JMU's pretty good. Baylor SMU. Baylor wasn't as good in week 1. Go Ponies. Florida State will win. Pitt will win. Syracuse UConn is a good game. I'm going to go and say Syracuse wins the game. Hoping. Wake. All right, so you beat Kennesaw State 10-9. Can you beat Western Carolina, who I think is ranked in the FCS, in FCS football? I think they're like in the 20s for FCS football. Good luck, Demon Deacons. Clemson will bludgeon Troy. Georgia Tech do the same to Gardner-Webb. Cal over Texas Southern, same way. Miami wins. Virginia Tech hosting Vanderbilt. Is it too much to ask for the Hokies to look like a football program again? I thought there were good signs against South Carolina, but ultimately they couldn't do anything offensively. Vanderbilt is the last team in the SEC, but don't, Virginia Tech. Don't. Hokies win. BC wins at Michigan State. And BYU beats Stanford. I was 12-4 last week, just picking winners of ACC games, but I got most of the toss-up games wrong. So that's not good.
Well, that happens. It's a toss-up.
It happens to me all the time because I'm not good at it.
That's okay.
I'm just
It's
not
hard.
good at it.
That's why gambling isn't easy.
It's why we don't do it. Well, we do it sometimes.
We use units.
Right, but occasionally I will put my own money on.
Put real ones on
yeah.
there.
Well, like I did. I took the Alcaraz 5 sets over Djokovic tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on how that does at 3 o'clock, I might just say, by the way, it's now over 14-1. FAA against Jannik Sinner.
Yeah.
I mean, if my first one wins, I might just push all of it and try to retire.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Crazy. Tonight we have a football game.
We do.
On YouTube tonight.
I know. Some people may not be aware of that.
Yeah.
I mentioned it, and they thought it was like on one of the other streams.
No, you can watch it for free.
Yep.
Just on YouTube. I assume the NFL channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you just type in YouTube,
it's there.
It'll be the first thing.
Like we're there.
Like here, exactly. Kansas City's only a 3-point favorite.
I know. This game is, I don't know about this one.
We talked about the survivor pools and how difficult week ones are. There are, after last night, we have 15 more games in week 1. 10 of those games, the point spread is a field goal or less. That doesn't include Carolina. That is 3.5. 3 or less. 10 of the 15 games.
That's crazy.
That is a nutty week.
Yeah.
So
Vegas doesn't even know.
No, I know. People, by the way, are very mad that Red Zone is going to include commercials.
I did see that on Twitter. People are very upset.
Here, my prediction, you'll all get over it. All of you. Victoria, thank you very much. This has been a fun week, and not just because it was only 4 days long. Trust me on that. We'll see everybody Monday.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and we are going to double your winnings this week. FanDuel is going to boost your bets. 100% profit boost, 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. By the way, this week, there are 10 games where the spread is a field goal or less. There are 7 road favorites between now and Monday night, and 5 of those are less than a field goal. Have some fun. Just do money lines. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Have fun. Tread lightly. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
When you crave the best in college football action, you'll find it on 99.9 The Fan.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
Manning gets the snap. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Ohio State turns him back inside the 1. The nation's #1 defense stands tall again.
College football on The Fan is powered by Wake Men and Preserve Services.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts